Hey all, hope you're doing well. I just wanted to show you my new snake enclosure. I made it all myself and I wanted to, give you guys a tour of what I did and how you can actually do it for yourself as well. So as you can see, this is the bottom section, which Nagini, my jungle python, is in. So jungle carpet snake. And the top section here is where Gabriel, my Bredli, is in. So let me take you through what I did and how I did it. Okay, so first off, as you can see, this bottom section here, this is actually a wooden cabinet that I actually got from the Salvation Army for $20. Now, the section here, this plastic, that actually wasn't plastic, it was actually filled with a wooden backing. But I removed those and put a fiberglass plastic, acrylic plastic in there. To actually make it obviously visible so I could actually see the snakes. And up the top here is a glass aquarium, which actually a friend of mine donated to me, so I got that completely free. And previously the two snakes were actually, Gabriel would be in this side here and Nagini would be in this other side here. So it actually had a separator in the middle and the two of them were just in that enclosure. But I realized that considering how big they're getting, they had to be actually having a bigger enclosure. So I decided to make this bottom bit here into a separate enclosure. So as you can see, the bottom bit here, so what I actually did was I just popped these wooden frames out and literally went to a plastic manufacturer on the Sunshine Coast, which is where I live, and I actually got an offcut, and the offcut was only $30. And I just then cut the plastic myself with a saw. It's not perfect, it does have a few little chips and stuff, but it actually hasn't come through completely. So it's not perfect, so if you have someone that can do it for you, it's probably best. But I managed to do it for myself for free, obviously. And then what I did as well is I reinforced the backing, if you can see it. So through the back there, I just made sure that there was no way that Nagini could get out, because he is a little mischievous asshole, so he gets out of anything. I'll just show you here as well. Up the top, I've gone and put a little hole up the top, so obviously I could put my heating lamp in there, and that's secured through the back just with another wooden panel, just with a drill and some screws. I went and put some holes in the side to put some airflow vents in. So I've got one on this side underneath the heat lamp, and then I've got another one up the top here. Here, let me unlock it for you. And then one up the top here. So this is his cooling section. Now, this section was actually completely separate. So there was actually a wooden panel that was separating these two sections. So I actually went and just cut two holes, one at the bottom and one at the top. I used just a drill and a saw, so you can actually do it really easily by yourself. It took a little bit, and then I went and I actually covered the wood with just some silicone, so that actually prevents any water from getting in there and actually causing a bit of trouble with that. So that's completely covered in silicone all around on both sides. And then I've actually gone as well and just covered this actually came with the enclosure, so it's like a little just a separate level, and I've gone and actually covered that just with like a black tablecloth that I got from Dollar Tree for $2. So he's actually got, like, I'm actually going to call this his little sleeping area, so it's got something on, this is the cooler side of his enclosure, so he's got his little hide in there, that's him hiding in there, and he's like, oh, what's going on? Hello. Yeah, he's a bit of a anxious snake, so he doesn't like getting touched as much, but he can get easily in and out into this next side of his enclosure. Oh. So it actually just has a little hole in there and he can get back into this side, and then he just gets into where his water is through this separate hole down the bottom here. So he's actually got all these different little sections that he can hide in. Now at the moment I've just got all the pieces that were in his previous enclosure and I just put in a little step there. So obviously I'll fill that with some proper stuff for him to climb up and do, because being a jungle he likes to get up high. So that's just in there temporarily until I can figure out some other stuff to put in there. And I've just got a newspaper bottom, and again I've just gone and put down the black tablecloth there as well, and I super glued that down. So that way then it's protecting the bottom wood, so when he does spill his water, as he always does, it's actually going to protect that wood a bit. Also what I did was with this the plastic bit, I've actually gone and super glued it to the inside frame, so that frame was already there and it was just holding that wooden bit, and then I've just gone and siliconed over the top of it to prevent it from popping out at all. So that's pretty much Nagini's little enclosure. So as you can see, I mean, I've only been working on it really for a week, so it really hasn't even taken that long. So he's managed to get his own little bachelor pad all done up. And I've gone and actually put some locks on the front because obviously I don't want him actually being able to push out of the enclosure, because I'm sure my roommates wouldn't appreciate having a snake running around the house. So I just put these locks. These were just $4 from Bunnings. So that one there obviously locks this one in place. I originally put these two in place to prevent him from getting out. Sorry, I'm just having some trouble here. So I originally put just these two in, but the problem was though when he pushed it, he could just push it out. So then I went and installed this top one here, which prevents this from actually opening at all. So he's fully secure in there. Even the little vents had been screwed in place, so there's no way he's getting out of there. So I've actually gone and made sure that he's not going to be escaping at all from this section. And then I'll just quickly show you Gabriel's little enclosure. So this is just, like I said, a normal aquarium. I'm pretty sure it's not able to hold fish because it's not 100% waterproof. But he's just got his own little enclosure now in that top section. And it's very basic at the moment because, like I said, I've only just put it together. He's got his little heat lamp there. But he seems to really be enjoying being able to stretch out fully and being able to actually get around his little enclosure now. So they both seem pretty excited. I mean, Gabriel's 100% into exploring his new enclosure, so he's obviously getting out there and, you know, giving it all a good smell. Whereas Nagini is quite happy, just, oh, you can't really see it. He's quite happy there, just sitting in his little hole. But I'm sure by tonight he'll be out exploring. So yeah, that is my snake enclosure. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me. But I mean, it was really easy. All I really did was buy some plastic, buy some vents, buy some locks, and pretty much just put it together. And the only tools I had were a drill and a saw. So there's no reason to feel like you can't do it because you don't have a jigsaw or you don't have any of the big expensive tools. So yeah, feel free to ask me any questions, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. So yeah, Gabriel says goodbye, and well, Nagini really couldn't care less, but he says bye too. Alright, thanks guys, bye.